Have you ever spent hours sanding and prepping a beautiful piece of wood, applied your stain, then ended up with a patchy, blotchy mess? Trust me, you're not alone. Blotchy stain is one of the most frustrating things in woodworking, especially with softwoods like pine or fir. But don't worry, today I'm breaking down exactly why this happens and how you can fix it, step by step, with real side-by-side results. Let's start with what's actually going on. When I apply stain, it soaks into the wood fibers. The problem is different parts of the board absorb stain at different rates. That's what causes those dark and light patches you see after the stain dries. This happens more on woods with uneven grain or density, especially pine, poplar, fir, and sometimes even maple. Here's a classic example. I've got two pine boards in front of me. One I just sanded with 120 grit and stained directly, the other I pre-treated. The first one looks blotchy and uneven, but the second, way more even, richer, and a whole lot more professional. So how do you avoid blotchy stain? First up, sanding. You need to sand evenly across the whole board. Uneven sanding causes uneven absorption. Personally, I start with 80 grit to level things out, move up to 120, then finish with 180 grit. Don't go finer than that for softwoods, or you'll polish the surface too much, and it'll reject the stain altogether. Now let's talk about pre-stain conditioner. This stuff is a game changer, especially for pine. It soaks into the wood first and helps regulate how much stain is absorbed. I just apply it with a foam brush or a clean rag, let it sit for 5 to 15 minutes depending on the brand, and then apply the stain while the surface is still damp. Let's test that side by side. Two identical pine boards, one with conditioner, one without. After the stain dries, you'll instantly see how much smoother and more even the treated one looks. Another option is gel stain. It's thicker, sits more on the surface, and gives you more control. Super helpful if you're staining vertical surfaces or want a darker, richer tone without it soaking in too deep. Here's what that looks like. I put gel stain on this piece of fir, traditional stain on another. The gel stain gives a way more even, controlled look. But what if you've already stained and it looks blotchy? Can you fix it? Sometimes yes. Try lightly sanding with 220 grit to knock back some of the color, and then apply a toning layer. That's a mix of stain and clear finish, or just a tinted top coat like shellac or lacquer. This helps blend the light and dark areas. Finally, don't forget your finishing layer. A good top coat, whether it's polyurethane, lacquer, or a simple wax, adds depth, protects the stain, and helps even out any lingering color shifts. Blotchy stain doesn't have to ruin your project. With a bit of prep and the right techniques, you can get smooth, even, professional-looking results every single time. If this helped you out, give this video a thumbs up, and subscribe for more real-world woodworking fixes and DIY solutions. Got your own stain horror story? Drop it in the comments, I'd love to hear it.